Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Welcome to your July 1st through 7th weekly astrology forecast. I apologize that I am a few days late. This is coming out July 3rd, but it doesn't really matter because the sky is pretty quiet July 1st through the 3rd when things start to really pop is on July 4th, just in time for the fireworks. This first week of July is kind of like plugging into a lightning bolt. Unexpected shifts, breakthroughs, and love and finances, and the beginning of a major collective revolution is happening this week. So, buckle up. Hi, I'm Sarah with Life with Training Wheels, where we explore astrology, tarot, and spiritual growth tools to help you stay grounded and inspired while you ride the waves of transformation. If that sounds like something you might enjoy, hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss any of the videos and content that I put out. I'm also very big into teaching you about astrology. I don't have a lot of videos up about that yet, but I am going to be doing that soon. So I highly recommend that before you watch your sign, you watch the collective video that I'll link to right here. But just in case you don't, I'll give you the quick rundown of what the astrology is this week. So like I said, nothing really July 1st through the 3rd. And then the 4th, we kick things off with a bang. We have Venus meeting up with Uranus in Taurus at the final degree. And then shortly after that, Venus moves into Gemini. Same day, Neptune turns retrograde. Then July 6th, Venus will be making a sextile to Saturn and Neptune in Aries. And then finally, July 7th, Venus will be making a trine to Pluto in Aquarius. And we have, drum roll, Uranus entering Gemini for the next 7 to 8 years. And this is a major, the collective revolution. So if you want to hear more about that, I do recommend listening to the collective reading. So the shifts for you, my Aquarius friends, this week are home shifts, romance, realignment, and powerful self-expression. So that is because we have Venus meeting up with Uranus in your 4th house of home and family. So changes may hit your home life, your family, or emotional security. Perhaps a move, a sudden realization, or a shakeup is possible. Or, Uranus is the planet of liberation. And you've been going through, right, over the last 7 to 8 years, you've been going through upheavals in your home life, things changing, things shifting. And this is kind of like the final shift of that. And that'll be really nice too, because this 4th house, Uranus, and all its shakeups has been squaring you for the last 7 to 8 years. And it's finally going to be moving out of this house. But this is really the final shakeup. And it is with Venus, the planet of love and money. So there could be shakeups regarding love and money in your home. Maybe you're, selling a property, buying a property. It could indicate one of those things. Even something to do with rental property or moving. It could be with Venus here. It could be, anything related to the home, because Venus rules Taurus, but it also rules Libra. So it could be anything related to, like opportunities coming up in regards to travel, or because 9th house is travel, higher education, belief systems. So it could be any of those things that are coming and being shaken up for the last time. Um, after that, maybe there's some sudden clarity coming through about a shift that needs to happen in your home. So there is that. And then we'll just kind of continue the Venus story first before we get into the other planetary movements. So then Venus is going to move into Gemini, your fifth house, where it will be for all of July. So this should be a pretty good July for you. Fifth house is the house of romance, of creativity, of joy, of children. Like if you're trying to get pregnant or something like that, this could be a good month for that. But overall, and it's trining you, so it is bringing a lot of love your way as well. With it being the house of children, too, it could just be that you're having a really great month with your children. So all that is exciting. And then on the 6th, Venus will be making a sextile here to Saturn and Neptune in your third house of communication. And Gemini is a lot about communication too, right? So this could be, and we're having a lot of shifts in Aries in the third house with Neptune and Saturn having moved into this sign this year too. There's so many shifts going on, but they're working together. So this sextile could be you know, especially with Venus, it could be that communication, that you're able to get your words out very clearly, that you're able to, that people are drawn to you when you speak. With these things there, it's where we want to take action. It's where we're really kind of building the foundation of our new life, collectively and individually. So for you with the third house, it's building up this building up your communication, your how you learn, how you listen, how you take in information, as well as how you divulge information. And with Gemini, the fifth house, and Venus being also the sign of entrepreneurship, this could be good for this could be a good month for um, getting your voice out there, um, for social media, for marketing, for things like that, and really laying the foundation for what you want to be building in the future. This could be a great month to really focus on that, starting with this sextile. And then Venus will be making, on the 7th, Venus will be making a trine to Pluto and Aquarius in your house. So this will kind of, again, magnetize people towards you. This will be like a transformation in your joy, in your romance, in your creativity. Maybe there's some, new ideas coming through with regards to your creativity and entrepreneurship, if that is what is happening. Maybe there's some transformation going on with your kids that is impacting you. But overall, this is going to be you know really really good, since it's a trine, and since it's between your first house of self and the fifth house. I really just think it's going to pump up your magnetism a little bit. So that is exciting. Now let's move into what the other planets are doing. So first I want to mention Neptune. So Neptune is stationing retrograde in your third house, and it does do that before Venus sextiles, which will help clear any mental fog and invites reflection in our communication and in our learning. So it's a great time to reflect what your communication styles are, if there's any refinement, if there's anything with third house is also like our siblings and things like that. So siblings and community and short distance travel. So if there's anything that we've been looking at like too idealistic, or we've been a little bit delusional about, had too big a rose colored glasses on, as Neptune turns retrograde, we get to kind of go inward and be like, okay, well, this is what I was hoping for. Like if you are an entrepreneur and you're on social media or something like that, like this will give you an opportunity to, say, these were my hopes and dreams about this. This is what I was really envisioning. Is that actually possible? Is that actually tangible? And Saturn here will help you kind of work through those shifts. And then the big shift collectively and individually is on the 7th, Uranus meeting up, moving into Gemini as well. So Venus will be in Gemini for the rest of the month. Uranus will be in Gemini for the next 7 to 8 years. So, like I hinted to, this will be a great sigh of relief, because Uranus will no longer be squaring you. It will now be trining you. So, all the shakeups that are going to be happening, not that they were necessarily bad for you in the when they were in your fourth house of home and family, but maybe a little bit harder to deal with. The shakeups that you might have coming your way in the fifth house of joy and romance and creativity and your children could be, a little bit more easygoing, not as difficult to walk through. And the Uranus is the planet of liberation. It is the planet of where we want to break free from something. So maybe you have new creative ideas that you never thought you would think about before. Maybe you have new ideas about romance. Maybe you have new ideas about fun. Maybe you have new ideas about how you want your relationship with your children to be. Or the houses can indicate what's going on with the people in that area of our life too. So maybe there's some sudden things and exciting things that's going to happen with your romantic partner. Maybe there's some sudden and exciting things over the next 7 to 8 years that's going to happen with your children. So these are the types of things. I am going to be putting out a longer video talking specifically about Uranus through all the signs and all the through all the houses, not through all the signs, but through all the houses. So keep your eyes out for that, because I will be going into more detail. But that is that for the astrology. Now I'm going to grab my tarot deck and pull a card for you all. Okay, I am using the Light Seers Tarot deck. If this is a deck that you are interested in getting, I do have the link for it in the description box below. It is probably one of my favorite decks, probably one of my top 3, I would say, favorite decks. It is a good one. So with all the Uranus energy going on, all the unpredictability that it is bringing to us this week, and as well as the fact that Uranus rules our nervous system. So in addition to all the shakeups that might be happening in our physical world or our mental world, because it can be sudden insights coming in instead of things, manifesting physically, it is potentially going to shake up our nervous systems as well. So if you suffer from anxiety, you may be struggling with that a little bit more, or you may just be feeling like this electric charge this week, right? You may be just feeling like you're buzzing. So the question that I've been asking for everybody is, how can we best stay grounded? So how can my Aquarius people best stay grounded this week during all this unpredictable energy, both externally and internally? So how can my Aquarius people best stay grounded? Both of these want to come out, so. All right. So the first card that came out is the Nine of Cups. And this is a card, they call it the wish fulfillment card. It's a very wonderful card. Here she is with all her cups coming out of this pot of gold, right? And gold is in the color in the card, and it's very much a card of abundance. You have your wish fulfilled. So my recommendation based on this for Aquarius Risings, how to stay grounded, is really to focus on gratitude, right? You are abundant. No matter what is going on around you, if you focus on how abundant you are, even if you feel like you are lacking in so many different ways, you don't have things you want, don't focus on that. Focus on how abundant you are, the wishes that have been fulfilled already in your life. Know that more wishes will be fulfilled, and just really focus on the gratitude. And that is how, when things seem unpredictable, even because to focus on the gratitude, it's kind of like a meditation too as well, right? So even if you're just feeling this energy, like, just take a moment to just be like, I'm here, I'm, present, I'm grateful for, whatever. So, like, slow down and be grateful. Okay, the other card that wanted to come out was the Chariot. So this is a card about taking action. And, sometimes there might be a couple different choices that we have to make, but know that all paths lead you to your destination. One might be a little quicker, one might be a little bit longer. We don't necessarily know ahead of time which is which, but this is a card about maintaining balance, number one. And number two, continuing to take steps forward, to not stay still. So even though, I recommended with this one to just take a moment and sit in gratitude and things like that, that is still true. But in the same moment, a good way to ground in is if you have, especially with things moving into your fifth house of creativity and things like that, if you have a spark of creativity, go after it. The other thing, if you have, with Venus meeting up with Uranus and Taurus in your house of home and family, if you have an opportunity to move or to make some sort of shift or change within your home, uh, maybe lean into that and go for it. Don't be scared of it. Just go after it. Take it as it comes and just be like, okay, let's take the next step forward. Let's do this. One of those. So stay grounded by staying grateful, and stay grounded by, if an opportunity presents itself, take it. So I hope that helps. If this resonates with you, definitely drop a comment below. So that's really it for this week. It is there's some seriously big shifts this week, and if you're feeling the energy, you're definitely not alone. I've got a few offers to help move through it all if you're interested. The first one is just, a lot of times people, when they watch these videos, they don't know whether they should be listening to their rising sign, sun sign, or moon sign, or why they resonate with one more than the other. And maybe people tell them that that shouldn't be the case or something like that. Well, I've got a short little, like, 15-minute reading available just to look at those particular things, to look at your natal chart and see why you might resonate with one more than the other. It can be based on whether you're born during the day or at night, and just really how, if you have any stelliums, really just the makeup of your natal chart will determine in part which ones you resonate more with. Generally speaking, it is still going to be rising sign, determines the house placement for you, so where things are showing up. Sun sign, more like career type oriented, drive, more willpower oriented, and moon, more emotionally oriented. But based on the makeup of your individual chart, will help explain why you may feel more, why you may resonate with more one than the other. And if you want help learning why, I have a quick little reading for that. The other thing that I'm really excited about is, if you do enjoy tarot, this is my third month doing it. I have a Tarot for Growth challenge that goes on every month. I post daily daily questions to pull a tarot card for, over in my community tab, and the questions are very, they're kind of like shadow work type questions. They're meant to help get us to know ourselves better, um, to dive deeper into ourselves. And I'm really excited for July because the way I have the questions aligned so perfectly with what the astrology is doing will really help us embody the astrology this month and work with it consciously without really necessarily being aware of it, because the questions and the tarot cards are really like setting us up for it. um, so I'm really excited about that. I would love to have you participate. If it is something you're interested in also and don't want to have to check my community tab every day, if you check the link in the descriptions below, you can download a PDF calendar for July that has all the daily questions on it, so you can get that all at once. The other thing, if you haven't watched my summer solstice and Cancer season astrology video, I recommend that you do. But basically, in that video, I went over how the summer solstice and Cancer season really sets the energetic blueprint, the underpinnings of the entire summer season. So, similar to how a solar return birthday chart sets the tone for that person for the whole year, the summer solstice sets the tone for the entire summer. So even though this astrology is going on right now, there's still the energetic underpinning of what was laid out at the summer solstice. So to help really embody and work with that energy, I have a free journal prompt. I think it's got like 5 to 7 journal prompts on it. I can't remember. A larger 29-page guided workbook to help you align with the energy of the season. Especially, with the Uranus energy going on and everything. 2 tiers of personalized astrology readings and a tarot spread. So you can kind of pick and choose what might interest you. So I'd love to have you check those out. And then, even though June is over, so technically Men's Mental Health Awareness Month is over, I still want to talk about it and bring awareness to it, because the mental health um, problems for our men don't just happen in June, they happen year round. And, I think as a society, a lot of times we don't allow our men to feel, and we haven't taught our boys, we haven't taught our men how to really work with their emotions. We haven't taught women either. But when men express emotions, it's kind of looked down on as by society. And so I really just want to be a witness to men that may be having a hard time and struggling, and use their astrology chart to help them understand their emotional makeup, their help guide them to understand their emotional makeup and how they, as unique individuals, can work with their emotions best, how they can let them move through them, what they need, even emotionally. I think a lot of times men are taught so much to be so disconnected from their emotions that they don't even know what they need. And so, looking at the astrology chart and your energetic makeup in that area can be helpful, and also point out some strengths, maybe, and things like that. So, that is what I'm offering. And then I also have a companion guide to go with it to help the people in a man's life who support him, whether that's his partner or a parent or kids or something like that. It's kind of like a little guide to their man's energetic, emotional blueprint, and is just kind of a support for the support person to know how to support their man. Um, so I'm really proud of it. I just think we need to witness our men better and support them better. And yeah, so that is going on. The If you want to check that out, or if you know somebody that does, the link is in the description below. So if anything in this video resonated, drop a comment, let me know what your rising sign is and what you're most excited about for this week, what you're most nervous about, anything like that. I love hearing from you. And just keep in mind that this week is happening for you, not to you. You've got this. And until next time, stay grounded, stay open, and keep listening to your inner compass. And go ahead and check out one of the videos that are going to pop up on the screen as well.